This is spEarz to the streets. Get down to the beat, or get beat down in the street.
spEarz to the Streets takes on Raw, number 1728, women's IC title match. Ruka versus Rodriguez at Allstate in Rosemont was a slugfest. Two different women with two completely opposing skill sets playing up their strengths for the gold. With the Judgment Day behind her, a mid-size advantage, the numbers were on the challenger's side for the night at the top of the Midwestern map. Opting not to do anything flashy, Rodriguez focused on pure strikes and abdominal stretch holds to weaken Ruka above the waist. Rodriguez's cherry-picker forearms that kept Ruka cornered were a sight to behold, as well as her determination on one spot where one clothesline did not land, so the challenger just opted to transition to another clothesline with the opposite arm in mere seconds with just as much devastating force, flooring her opponent in a way that not many could accomplish with such speed and power combined. The champion's job was to outlast the Judgment Day's certified wrecking ball, which, given that Rodriguez had opted to no-sell a few moves and was constantly catching Ruka mid-air, this was going to be a rough night for the champ. Ruka was able to get out of a few early pin attempts, barely being able to lift one shoulder in a failed attempt to bridge out as Rodriguez played with her food. The running knee Shining Wizard was Ruka's only good grounded spot, as Rodriguez ate her running shoulder tackles and her flurry strike spots. Ruka belly flopped on a frog splash, but nailed a corkscrew moonsault off the ropes. There was a cartwheel on the apron that was also quite impressive as the champ evaded the challenger, but ultimately, all those reckless gymnast flips were having little ROI since Rodriguez was built to shrug off the punishment Ruka's dealt out, while Ruka was struggling to do the same. Thankfully, the interference from the Judgment Day by the end of the match actually did more to keep the belt in Ruka's arms than help Rodriguez attain her first singles title. Because the Soul Snatcher neckbreaker relies on Ruka's opponent to be completely distracted, all the shenanigans starting with Perez, and then Morgan arriving to build anticipation for her SummerSlam match with her opponent, Io Sky arriving to do a sunset flip into a moonsault to take out the Judgment Day outside the ring, was all Ruka needed for Rodriguez to take her eye off the ball and be distracted enough to take that Soul Snatcher, open-mouthed and all, allowing Ruka to retain. Had the Judgment Day never showed up, Ruka would have eventually been worn out, even though the champ had proved her dexterity up to that point. That and all of Rodriguez's no-selling was a bad enough combination to have the title exchange hands. It's not every day that a competitor who has a numbers advantage allows the positives in that equation to become a detriment for her, but as the IC title match closed in Rosemont, Rodriguez made the dumb decision to crib notes off her friends to try and pass this big test, resulting in a big fail because when the Judgment Day showed their work, all this time, they'd been using Steiner math.
This is spEarz to the streets. Get down to the beat, or get beat down in the street.